guys, what's going on? Welcome to J.Powell Music. Be sure to follow me and subscribe on the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when the episodes are coming out. I'm back. Sorry about missing yesterday. A lot of stuff has been going on. Been doing a lot of podcasts. For example, I do have a great podcast for the Music Buds. We interview Thank You Kata, which really great interview. Dope MC, rapper, artist. So shout out to him. And then also the Gamers for Life podcast with my friend Arthur Thomas. We had another interview in the studio, podcast in the studio with Church, our previous guest. Really dope. We talk about a lot of stuff in the gaming industry, gaming news, Elder Scrolls co-op, mod, things like that. So check it out if you're interested. So that's what's been keeping me busy. Been editing all week. So I haven't been able to get back to the channel. But I do have a lot of content planned for you guys, topics to discuss, think pieces, things like that. And like I've said before, I'm a big fan of the Mars Volta. Excited that they are coming out with a new album and they're touring, trying to get those tickets before they sell out. 2 shows have already sold out on the West Coast area, that is. But they released their second single. Single, which I believe is titled Graveyard Love. Graveyard Love. So what do we think about this? It's interesting too because it's interesting because this is the second, at least this is the second band that I know that hasn't released music in quite some time. And you kind of get a pattern for how the album is going to be based on the second song. I feel like I get more of an idea. And it might not be entirely fair because I know for Red Hot Chili Peppers album, by the second song, I was like, I felt like I kind of knew what I was going to be listening to for the majority of the sense. Obviously, I could have been wrong, but I feel like I was right by the time I listened to the full album for RHCP. I'm still a fan of that band. Just, it's not their best work of album, but I'm glad they're playing music live. That's all that matters. Now, back to the Mars Volta. I would say comparatively when it comes to songs, the second song I do enjoy quite a bit. I do enjoy it. My only critique, I feel like it builds up a little too much. I feel like it doesn't build up anywhere. That's kind of my critique. I don't want to be harsh here, but the music sounds good. They're using some different technology and whatnot. Cedric is he's writing his music in very much a pop format now. For those of you who are familiar with the Mars Volta, these crazy 8-minute, 10-minute songs, Day of the Baphomets, the Serpentax, things like that, where there's just amalgamation, a huge amount of music, and then just various lyrics around that, and just really, intense or just kind of like, very involved when it comes to the choruses and whatnot. But I feel like ever since Octahedron, they've kind of channeled more into a pop format when it comes to the songs. It might just be a getting old thing, as far as for bands, the older they get, the more minimal they want to be, just because, that's just how things are. You know what I mean? I feel like that could be a separate video as far as for how bands just, their music drastically changes and it's a lot less minimal than it used to be. But back to the Mars Volta here for the Graveyard Love. It's good. It's good. It sounds really good. I think I was a little underwhelmed, to be honest. But the music does sound good. I think for me, I just want at least one traditionally ridiculously long, crazy, advanced song. Just give me one. Just give me one on this new album. Just give me one. And obviously, it wouldn't be a song that you would release as a single, so I understand that as well. But even like Bedlam and Goliath, they have some pretty solid, like, old school style type Mars Volta intense madness. And obviously, for those of you who know, there's a lot of interesting background history with Bedlam and Goliath. But back to this. This is the first time they've made music in a long time. I'm super excited that they're working on music together. I am trying to work on, and I don't know if this will ever happen, but I'm just kind of putting it into the universe. I do want to do an interview with Cedric and especially Omar Ruiz Lopez, because I do have a guitar podcast, the 440 Guitar Podcast. I mean, hell, I would love to have both of them either on this platform or on the 440, which is a much bigger platform because they started it back in 2019. So there's more listeners, fans, etc. But yeah, so I'm excited for this project, this album. I don't know when it's coming out. I would assume it's coming out pretty soon here. Probably within the next couple of weeks. I would imagine sometime in August. That's kind of my guess. I don't know if anyone knows, by the way, when it's actually coming out. Sound it off into the comments if you know, if you found some information, if you found out an interview or something, or an article or something where you spilled the beans, or if you said it on a podcast or something like that. Let me know. I'd be interested to know when it's coming out. And then shout out to as well the person that commented on who is playing, who are the players for the band for the Mars Volta at this moment, because I was mentioning previously, you know, Thomas Pridgen, you know, he's not the drummer. You know, Juan Durete, he's not the bassist for this album that's coming out that we're waiting for, right? You know, people, you know, players change around. So I totally get it. No worries. But so shout out to you for letting me know who's playing for this album. But I'm excited. It's definitely a different vibe. Much different vibe. Still sounds pretty dope. But I'm looking forward to it. So there you have it. Again, if you like the channel, these kind of think piece conversations here, definitely, you know, like and subscribe. You can send me a message too if you'd like. Just put it into the comments. Put it into the comments of the videos of something that you would like for me to discuss, music wise, or just if you have any questions on something, and then I can address it in a former video in the future, or a video in the future. Okay. But again, more videos are coming soon, so don't fret. They will be coming soon. But until then, have a great week. J.Powell Music.